Askreddit Asks, what is the greatest comeback to an insult you've ever heard?
Younger lady was acting like a total bitch in this restaurant to the staff, and this middle-aged lady said, "Oh honey, you're not pretty enough to act like that." Edit. Holy crap, this blew up. Guess we all appreciate it when people like this get put in their place. Thank you so much for the gold and silver, kind strangers.
Why did I imagine this is a Southern Belle accent?
In a heated argument, my mom called my brother a son of a bitch. He replied, "You got that right."
As a pain in the ass child, I was getting yelled at by my dad. Probably for doing something dumb or dickheaded. My dad had had it with my bullshit and yelled, "Listen here, you son of a bitch," I retorted. "It's not very nice to talk about mum like that. What happened?"
A friend of mine in first-year university had never really dated any girls yet. This dumb meathead that we were kind of friends with told him, "When you do get a girlfriend, I'm totally going to fuck her." He responded, "If I had a girlfriend that would fuck you, her cheating on me wouldn't be the issue."
I read that as meth head, and I was wondering how he would have that much game.
I like this cause the meathead didn't get that he was being insulted.
Not quite an insult, but I still think of this comeback to this day. I have 2 little brothers and it was my dad's birthday, so the semi-extended family were all at a restaurant to celebrate. I had just graduated from my dad's alma mater, and my middle brother was currently a junior there. My youngest brother, a freshman, however, opted to go to state school. At one point my uncle said, "So, youngest brother, how does your dad feel about you breaking the trend of our last name men going to alma mater?" My little bro thought for a moment and then said, "Well, he probably doesn't mind considering I also broke the trend of not being able to get higher than a 3.0 inches. The table exploded and my other brother and I just stared at each other across the table like, holy fuck, did we just get brutally murderer? Question mark. It's especially funny because my little bro was one of those shy high school kids who went off to college and came back fun and socially confident. I was hoping that development would happen. I just never expected it to stab me in the fucking face.
1. Everyone thinks you're an asshole. 2. Well, you know what everyone thinks about you. Nothing. No one ever thinks about you. I know I don't.
Lol, my best friend's dad has a joke that he tells me every time I visit. "You know who asked about you the other day?" Nobody. Edit. Somehow this is my highest rated comment and I also got gilded. Thanks, stranger. My dear grandmother. She had a quick and savage wit. My fiancé and I held a meet the whole family get together at my house. It was the first time his father met my grandmother. His dad was a large, physically intimidating man with a beer gut. He began telling stories to my grandmother about how my fiancé was a mischief maker when he was young. Then told my grandmother how he would take off his belt and whip Joe for being bad. My frail little grandmother stares directly at my hubby's dad's tummy and says, "Your belt, however could you find it?" Future father-in-law was gobsmacked.
Gordon Ramsay asks his daughter on camera, "So what's it like being the daughter of the most famous chef in the world?" His daughter replies, "I wouldn't know, Jamie Oliver's not my dad." Boom. Roasted.
Since he's with his kids and not in full Hell's Kit mode, I'm gonna guess he just laughed it off.
Random kid. I bet you can't see your penis in the shower, my friend. Nope. Only your mom's head. Yes, I know this comeback was taken from somewhere, but that doesn't make it worse.
Saw on Reddit the other day. Kid asking fat kid why he's so fat. Fat kid responds, "Because your mom makes me a sandwich every time I fuck her." Doesn't matter if it's from somewhere else. In the context of that moment it must have felt as satisfying as his mom.
Was once criticized by an older family member for having a stray tooth that gave me a bit of a craggy smile as an adolescent. It has settled in nicely. I was raised to not criticize what people can't help and to give compliments where possible, and so I did just that. Sorta. Aunt. Nice crocodile smile. Me. Ah, thanks, aunt. It's just that tooth. You know. Makes your smile all crooked, but it's not that bad. You could get it fixed. Me. I suppose, but I know I'll never have teeth as nice as yours are. They are like stars. Aren't. Like stars. You mean as in bright? Me. No. As in they come out at night. My uncle had given me a book called 1001 Insults for Every Occasion. A while earlier, and that gem was in it. Or shucks. Not used to such attention. I'm thrilled so many enjoyed this little anecdote. My family is rich in them, so I suppose I'll post more in the future as warranted. Thank you for my first gold. Kind stranger. And the silver. I see you too. I'll strive to be generous.
From Casablanca, Ugarte, you despise me, don't you, Rick? If I ever gave you any thought I might.
Michael Ginsberg. I feel bad for you. Don Draper. I don't think about you at all.
When I was in middle school many years ago, a bully was teasing an awkward kid about not being able to get girls and being gay, and never being able to get laid. Another bully spoke up to the first bully and said, "Bitch, you ain't had pussy since pussy had you," and the entire class and the teacher started laughing. The original bully shut up. Update. Teacher didn't start belly laughing with everyone in the middle of the class. This occurred between classes. As students were coming in, teacher definitely heard, definitely smiled, and stifled his laugh. IIRC. He said, "Knock it off, boys. Time for class to begin." Nobody clapped. No principal came in and clapped. This happened 30 years ago. Bully 1 is a police officer now. Bully 2 is a semi-truck driver. Awkward kid as a mechanical engineer. Ah, the beauty of the food chain.
A neighborhood kid was picking on my daughter. And she replied with, "I'm sorry, you are so sad." Kid just walked away.
That's the type of thing that the bully will think about in the shower as an adult.
Mature. Amazing.
Are you retarded? Why? Are you starting a club? Quote dot.
Why am I not surprised that, on Reddit, the best comeback to an insult is literally just a variation of "no you."
Also, your mom.
What's up, bro? Mom, I cry every time. I heard a story once about some girls in an elevator who were insulting some black guy in another language they thought he didn't understand, Hindi I think, specifically commenting on his ugly black face. Apparently the guy waited till the elevator reached his floor, looked at them, and in perfect Hindi said better to have an ugly face than an ugly heart, and left. Edit. I wasn't expecting all the attention, so I just want to note some things. Number 1, seriously. I don't know if it was Hindi, so to all you people badmouthing Indians, apologizing on behalf of them. I could easily be wrong. Number 2. Yeah, I know it might not have happened. The question was about great comebacks, not true stories.
DAAMN. Hitting him with the third eye beam.
Go fuck yourself. Fuck me yourself, you coward.
Oh man, taking that one lol.
Suddenly romantic.
Actually used this one. It was beautiful. A girl told me if I took my shirt off at the beach the glare would blind everyone, because I was so pale. I told her, at least when I go the beach people don't try to push me back into the sea.
It took me a hot second to come up with whale, because my brain immediately went to sea hag. Thanks, brain. Good job there.
Winston Churchill is attributed some great ones. Lady Astor, Mr. Churchill, you're drunk. Churchill, yes madam, and you're ugly, but tomorrow I shall be sober. And also Lady Astor, Winston, if you were my husband, I'd poison your tea. Churchill, Nancy, if I were your husband, I'd drink it.
Was jokingly asked out to Year 10 formal prom, in front of whole class by a popular girl who definitely had no interest in me. I without a moment's hesitation say no thanks Lauren. I have standards, whole class and teacher lost it.
I had a popular girl ask me on the school bus if I was gay, with her friends waiting in anticipation to laugh at my response. And thankfully my brain came up with, I'd like to think I could do a lot better than you if I was.
Oh man, she had a crush on you for years and finally worked up the courage to ask you to prom just for you to destroy her dreams. That's how movies work anyway.
Sitting in a bar at 3 a.m. off of Bourbon Saint, the windows are just open shutters. Dude who just left the bar leans in on our table to shout at some friends still in the bar. One of our group makes a silly, snide comment. Dude leaning in smacks the table with an open palm and says, "Everybody who ever loved you was wrong." Then he walks away without looking back. We still revel in that story. Edit. It was Harry's corner at Chartres and Dumaine. Also, for those of you saying how cruel this was, it was all said in the good-natured camaraderie that can only be accomplished by drunks at 3 a.m. We took it as a great insult in good fun. And all of us, including the insultee, just howled with laughter. EDIT2. My first precious metal. Thanks.
Me respita mulek, a unica razeo qeu now suti eu pie pork tua may now tinua tropo pra 20. Which roughly means, show some respect boy, the only reason I'm not your dad is because your mum didn't have change for a 20.
I would have been your daddy but the dog beat me over the fence. CARALHOAMFKAKFKAKFKAKFKAKFKAKFKAKSGKAK.
Who the fuck are you? I'm the guy who does his job. You must be the other guy. This place has more leaks than the Iraqi Navy. Fuck yourself. Can't. Tired from fucking your wife. Hey, how's your mother? Good. Tired from fucking my father. That entire movie was nothing but good quips and fucking hell. The asshole has a point.
Does your ass ever get jealous of the shit that comes out of your mouth?
In the words of Bert Gummer. Is your head up your ass for the warmth? Exclamation mark.
I don't go down to the docks and take sailors' dicks out of your mouth. So why do you hassle me at work?
Also, I don't go down to the bus station and slap the dicks out of your mouth while you are working.
I once hit a toothless heckler with, "I don't come to the meth lab and tell you how to do your job."
During my university days, I ran into a acquaintance of mine. And I was holding a Green Lantern graphic novel. My friend introduced me to his current girlfriend and the first thing she says to me while shaking my hand was, "Aren't comic books for kids?" And I replied, "Aren't those a cups for kids?" Honestly, I was in so much shock that someone I just met would say that to me that I replied on instinct. Still my greatest comeback ever.
What happened after?
Still my greatest comeback ever. If ever you make a better comeback, you need to share it with us all because this one was superb.
I was playing spades one time and a guy tried to lead the game off with a spade. I told him he couldn't do that, spades have to be broken first. He refused to play by the rules. So I refused to play. He started singing, "The wheels on the bus go round and round," to imply that I was acting like a child. He asked me, "Do you know why I'm singing that?" I said, "Yeah, 'cause I'm taking you to school."
Nice. People can be such dicks sometime.
I mean, if you have all 13 spades then you can lead with one.
A street hustler is trying to hand out, sell CDs and an overweight gentleman walks by and says no thanks. Hustler, if it was a donut, you'd eat it. Tubby, if it was $1, you'd beg for it.
How do you go from calling someone an overweight gentleman to tubby 2 seconds later? Sir.
Character development.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to support the channel, and above all, have an excellent day you marvelous people.